I started Goodyear in 1964, and went out there. John Peterson was actually played football at Washburn. He was the interviewer. He was the guy that helped you get on or what. But anyway, I went out there and seen him one day, and that was different back then. You know, if you knew somebody, it helped. So I walk into the labor office out there by the main gate, talked to him, and he said, yeah, he said, I might be interested in hiring you. He said, but you got paperwork to fill out. So I did, fixed out paperwork and everything, and it was a short period of time when I got the call, I was hired. I don't remember how much money I was making out there, but it was more money than I ever saw. I mean, it was labor, I think I was bringing home about $89 a week. Come on now. Yeah, and I think the apartment that we had at that time, it was $87 a month. My first job was out there at Goodyear to have these conveyor systems. It was way up by the roof. And they manufacture and cure the tires over here on this end of the plant. They go up this conveyor, up to this rolling conveyor along the roof, and it has lots of dips and doos and stuff before it gets over to where, closer to where the warehouse is. The guys inspect the tires and stuff over there. So they were having a lot of trouble with the electric eyes on this system. Tires would get stopped and backed up. A bunch of them would get on top of each other. So they told me that was my job, was to go up on top. And to run along the catwalk, wherever the problem was in the system, and keep them tires moving. And sure enough, the only problem with that was there was a lot of pipes and shit up there, and if you wasn't careful, you'd bang your head on these pipes. It was hotter than all get out. It was hot. Oh my God, was it hot up there. But that was my job, 8 hours a day, and I worked second shift, getting started 3 to 11. I didn't care. I had a job. I was up there doing it, and I'd get through the way down there. I'd see the damn things piled up, and I'd go take care of that and look back over something piled up over here. I'd have to go back and forth all day. Keep them moving. But that didn't last all that long. And after that, they had an opening for a tire builder. And I got that job. Was very happy to be back on the ground. Anyway, I really liked tire building. And I was especially happy when we had an open house and I was a tire builder. Man, I was operating that machine. Mary Lou came out with her friend during the open house. Back then, they'd let you bring your families out one particular night a year. So anyway, she's walking up and down there in a row of machines, guys working. I seen her coming along. I went into action. I was doing my thing. Putting that tire together, that ply and on beads and everything. She said I looked pretty good doing that, didn't you? She was impressed. I was styling. If you can do styling on a tire machine. They offered me a job as a production supervisor. So I ended up supervising the guys that I work with. And the people above me, there was a couple of real doozies, you know, they were very demanding. And no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't satisfy them all. But we went through a series of changes as far as product changes. From nylon rag tires to radial tires to, you know. Anyway, I must have been doing a pretty good job, so they gave me a production supervisor job, which I did for, I don't know, I did for a while. And then they said they had an opening for night superintendent for the entire plant. And we had, I'd say, 1,500 employees then on second shift. So I started off as night superintendent on second shift, covering the entire 80 acres. I had my own scooter buggy. I had my walkie-talkie, my communications equipment on, and all the shift foremen and supervisors in the plant, had they have any issues, they would call the night super, who was me. So I put out quite a few fires, you know. It was a tough period with all there was drugs and stuff going on. And so I did that for year and a half, 2 years. But, you know, they were good to me during that time. I got to know the top brass. Mary Lou and I got to go on trips to Wigwam in Arizona a couple of times, and everything was paid for, and they treated us like royalty. And then we went to various other plants in the country from time to time. And then that came to an end, and I became what they call a shift foreman. A shift foreman in the Banbury's and the tuber operation. Thank you very much. And then after that, I took a job because I hadn't got to 62 yet. And so I needed to do something there for a bridge, you know, so I went to work as a maintenance man at Mission Towers in Highland Park. I spent, say, 4 years there. And that's when we started on our journey, motorhome. Well, in 2002, I left my maintenance job at Mission Towers, and we had sold our house on 25th Street and moved to an apartment over there, just west of Wanamaker, 29th and Wanamaker. So anyway, we decided we wanted to go see the USA. I'd seen a lot of, you know, motorhomes, campers and stuff. I said, nah, I'd like to try that. And Mary Lou, she's a nomad. She's good to go. Anyway, we decided that we were going to look for a motorhome so as we could travel the country. And in 2002, we found the motorhome, a Mountain Air 38-footer that we bought from a guy in Kansas City. We loaded it up and everything, and as much as we could put in it, you can't put a lot in those things. And then we got a tow vehicle to pull behind it. It was a little Sebring convertible. Our 6-month lease ran out at the apartment. We had it lined up, gassed up, ready to roll. And we headed out. We took off down the turnpike toward Oklahoma. And the first night we ever camped out, we were not experienced campers. But after a couple of events, it didn't take long to find out what's going on. The first thing we did was we just didn't go that far. The first day we stopped in Guthrie, Oklahoma. We had a book that told you about camping places and how the system worked as far as, you know, getting parked for the night and all this stuff, how your black water and your gray water and all this other worked, you know. And I had studied up on a lot of it. So anyway, we spent the first night there, and then we headed back on the road. So I asked Mary Lou, I said, when we got, there was a sign, Interstate 40 or Interstate 44. I said, which one of these you want to take? So we wasn't sure where we were going, but I mean, we wanted to go to California. She said, let's go to California. And we're still in Oklahoma. So anyway, we take off Interstate 40 straight west to California. 44, we're going on down toward the Rio Grande and places like that. So we did. We headed on down the road and ended up at my daughter's house. But we did. We stopped along the way at places, you know, that we knew. We visited all the states west of the Mississippi. Our goal was to see as many national parks as we could, and we saw a bunch, and we really enjoyed it the first few years. As time went by, then the price of gas started going up, and one time we're coming back for summer. I think Tommy's house, he put in a 50 amp force at his house, and we're coming back, and we stop at Needles. I needed to get some gas, $4.99 a gallon, and we had a 100-gallon tank. So anyway, it was about $5 a gallon, and then we spent some time there at Tommy's house. Then we were back out on the road, and that's when we started going like to Arizona for the winter. We'd go and spend 4 or 5 months, or 4 months anyway, in a resort in Arizona because of the weather. And we got involved with some great people in the same resort year after year, and that helped save us some money. We were not out banging the road every day. So we ended up doing that for about 12 years. We living in that 38-footer, but we had the great outdoors. I really did enjoy South Dakota. I enjoyed Rapid City, the Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, that was great.
You know, and I liked Montana. I liked Glacier.
We liked Oregon. We liked.
Oh yeah, now along the West Coast.
Yeah.
Washington, Oregon. Oregon has the best state parks we've ever seen. We like Arizona, mainly because of the weather.
We like Prescott.
And we love Prescott area, where we are now. We really like Central California.
Oh,
We love the San Luis Obispo area. We love Pismo Beach, Oceano, Arroyo Grande, that area right along in there. 20 odd miles of white sandy beach and stuff. And I should walk the beach more, but she loves the beach. She loves to walk on the beach. So, you know, and then of course, San Luis Obispo, that's where Cal Poly is. They have a farmer's market every Thursday night on Higuera Street. It is an awesome farmer's market, isn't it, honey?
It's not like a normal farmer's market.
No, I mean, it's got music, my food, it's everything. So we love things like that, you know. And then we got hooked up with the hoedowners. With the hoedowners out there, because over the years we've done some square dancing. We like square dance. So we got hooked up with the hoedowners out there in San Luis Obispo. Went over to their place and danced with them several times. And we like Western dance. We like the two-step, the waltz, and stuff like that.